Moving on. We got college football to talk about.
Why you look at Ken?
Because I was like, yeah, Deion took another L. As quiet as it's kept, y'all, Ken was actually fighting for Deion in his last game.
He was in the chat. I couldn't believe it.
In the chat, when it was 21-7?
I couldn't believe it.
He was like, it's a wrap, Ken. He was like, nah, it's still hella
It's
time.
not over. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh,
I believe, man.
That was sarcasm at its finest. I can't
It wasn't. I
Y'all
believe.
didn't pick on.
I was at my
I
son's
picked up
soccer
on it.
game. So were my in-laws, because they ain't have shit, because they damn sure didn't want to watch that shit, especially with the way it started out. So I understood why they were there supporting their grandson. But I believe, bro.
So let me ask you this question then. What was your main takeaway from this matchup against USC?
That USC's defense is atrocious, and I knew that going into the game. They're pretty bad, and like I told y'all, man, when you get embarrassed like that after all the talking and limelight and everything, everybody looking at you, get smashed, or a bunch of haters pop out like me, talking this, talking that. You definitely want to at least show up and play harder, execute better. In the following week, show that so far what you guys are putting together really isn't a fluke. But I mean, it looked horrible early. I think it went down 30-something to 7 or something like that. But they got a couple of lucky breaks. Caleb threw an interception, and they managed to put some points on the board, and they made it look respectable. Because if they would have gotten blown out this time, it would have been bad. So, yeah, that's what I have, bro. But you see their defense is just bad.
Sean, what did USC prove to you or show you?
Not much. I didn't expect, like you said, we proved that their defense was what we thought it was, what it's been all year. At first, they made it seem like they were just rotating players in to get them used to the lineup, but they struggled early in the year with some of those teams, defensively anyway. Caleb Williams proved that he's a top draft pick.
Bruh. Crazy with it.
Yeah, he like I said, to me, his comp is Patrick Mahomes. He's not that, but he's of that ilk. That's the type player he is to me. And some of the throws he makes is crazy, but that team is nowhere near national championship ready, in my opinion.
What, USC?
Yeah, USC.
No.
Do you agree with that, FIFA?
Agree with
USC is
USC
not national championship. They're not a Final Four team.
I think they are, because whenever you have a quarterback and the offensive weapons that they have, like, let's be honest, football is an offensive game now, right? Like, you got to be able to put up points. But you got a guy like Caleb Williams, you're never out the game. So can they go? Yeah. A couple of breaks just need to go their way. You know what I'm saying? And when you play with talent, skill, good luck will happen. And we saw that to a degree. Now, my biggest takeaway when I watched, and I didn't watch the whole game, I watched it in parts, and then I saw highlights. Colorado got to get off to faster starts, bro. Like they are, from a skill position perspective, they can compete with a lot of teams. We saw that. And if they can keep the pressure on offensively throughout the game, they can win some of these games. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I just don't understand why they don't score until 3-4 minutes left in the second quarter. Like, trying to play that type of football, you're not going to win. So I don't know what it is that Deion got to adjust or tweak or this, that, and the third. I don't know if they got to play different music in the locker room to be more hype or more prepared from get-go. But to me, that was the biggest takeaway, because this was that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? If they could have kept pace, be down 10 points, 13 points, you know what I'm saying, keep that type of spread, you could potentially win in the end.
Lou, are you disappointed in Deion based off these back-to-back losses? Or do you just think it's a talent thing?
I think it's a talent thing. I think with the transfer portal, he can get a brand new team next year. He's going to be able to get pass rushers, which he needs. He's going to be able to get an offensive line, which he needs. My biggest takeaway from the game was Shedeur Sanders, though. I was a heavy skeptic coming into the season. I think he went toe for toe with Caleb Williams.
After that pick, I
think he went toe for toe.
I would say
if they had the same amount of talent, Ken, I hear you moaning. Caleb Williams, they said there were several times he had over 7 seconds to pass the ball. Shedeur don't get that, but he still looked as good. I saw some throws. That throw that he made with the dude sliding in the end zone.
Yeah, that was nice.
That right there.
Can't judge it off that defense, bro.
Yeah.
You just can't.
You
Not
can't,
USC
but
defense.
you
can.
Part of
But
it done
what
it
I've
off
seen,
season.
You can say that about all the teams that
I've seen
USC has
Shedeur
played.
show up every week.
Yeah,
every
USC,
week.
USC is letting teams put numbers on.
No, I'm saying like
all kind of
Caleb going
quarterbacks.
against the teams the defenses that USC faces. They ain't faced nobody.
Man, I
Yeah,
don't know, bro.
he shows what I like
I'm
about
most impressed
Shedeur.
from that game with everything by Shedeur.
I would
What
say
his
Shedeur
poise is
Sanders-
what
if he
Y'all
didn't have
early
that
gets
interception, I would be all with you, Lou. But at that point, because I put
That's a
emphasis on
talent
that
thing, though,
I
in
put
my
emphasis
opinion.
on that game because of how many eyeballs was going to be on it, and I wanted to see Caleb versus Shedeur and see who, you know, what I'm saying, what they could do. Caleb proved to me that he's a top 5 pick.
Yeah,
if
he's
not
good.
number 1.
He's a good player.
I want to see if Shedeur can prove that he could be competitive in that, like at least be considered a top 5, top 10. He bounced back really well after that pick, but I think people are gonna notice that pick and be like, "All right, this is where you know."
I think
because you lose,
I still
especially if you
think
lose
at a
if you lose by
serious
one
talent,
score, if you
at a
lose by one score,
serious talent disadvantage, as he's always been.
but if
even
you
with
lose by
Jackson
one
State,
score,
it doesn't
that pick
matter.
comes up.
He kept him in the
Yeah,
game.
he did.
Him by
In that-
himself.
In that offensive,
Shedeur
that
Sanders, he
offensive
kept him
line,
in the game.
knowing that he has little to no time, and knowing
Yeah,
that
but
he has no
Shedeur had to play a
protection.
perfect game. I was expecting a perfect game.
He
by
didn't.
that. I was expecting the
And that-
TCU game that he had. I was expecting that.
That's tough. That's tough.
I'm
Now-
just saying. I'm not saying 500 yards. I'm just saying like perfect. You know
But
what I'm
no,
saying?
but he played
Yeah,
good
that's
enough
tough.
to win.
Yeah, he did.
And if I had a
Almost-
more
almost
talented
days,
team,
he
if
would've
I had a
won.
more talented
If
team,
you're
he could have
going
walked
against
out of there
Caleb,
with
what
a
is
W.
he?
What is score? 41
It's like going
points?
against Patty. Look at Zach Wilson
No,
with
it's
Patty.
not, though.
Nah.
He had to
It's
damn near
not.
be perfect.
Nah.
Because it ain't no Chris Jones on USC defense.
Exactly.
No, I'm just
He
talking
played
about
good enough to
quarterback.
win if they had the talent. USC just got more talent on the offensive side of the ball. So
Score 41
if we
points.
go score for score, y'all gonna beat me. But if Colorado gets some defense, if they get some offensive linemen to Shedeur Sanders, he wins that game. And now we talking about a whole nother conversation going into the draft where he out-battled Caleb Williams.
We talking potentially just having Travis Hunter could have changed the game.
Bro,
Easy.
the
Potentially.
haters-
On both sides of the
Why
ball.
you
Like,
saying?
Y'all, they waking him up.
Do you not like Shedeur? You don't think Shedeur is good?
I think Shedeur looks good.
What's that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean, Ken? He does look good.
Yeah.
He looks damn good.
But I got to see him against quality defensive competition. I haven't seen it yet.
He was
Don't-
getting his head bit in.
Ken, we seen him in major
Oregon.
D1
TCU
college.
went to the
Oregon.
national championship game last year.
TCU defense is trash.
Oregon's
Everyone knows
defense was
that.
good, though.
Not
And
per
what
last
happened
year.
against
He
Oregon?
was getting his butt beat in.
Who he got to play? Alabama?
Pause.
Like what? Who?
Somebody
when you-
from the SEC, bro. Not these weak ass damn.
But how many
defensive teams.
quarterbacks do
The
we hold
SEC
to
by
that
the SEC
standard?
this year.
How many quarterbacks?
I'm just saying, huh?
How many quarterbacks in college do you hold to that standard where you say I got to see them versus SEC talent? That dude in Texas, he ain't in the SEC. Drake May ain't in the SEC. Those are top tier quarterback
I'm not talking
talents.
about Drake
Even
May,
Caleb
though.
Williams, he's a top tier quarterback
You
talent.
ain't
They
seen
don't
him
play
against
SEC
SEC.
defenses.
Yeah,
They
Caleb
playing the
was
same
different, bro.
defenses that Shedeur plays.
Yeah. Shedeur gets a lot of credit, like I said, for me, is poise. I look at more than just the stats.
That's
It's
what I like.
A lot of times it's how you bounce back.
He brings
Because some of
every
them
week.
dudes, man,
He's the
they
most,
get,
brings
he's the
it
most
every
clutch
week, bro.
Yeah.
college quarterback
I
in
don't
the
know.
league.
I
don't
would
know.
want him
I
to
don't
be
know.
my quarterback.
Shedeur. I
I'll
don't know.
take
if
it.
he's-
I'll
No,
take
that's
him
real.
over
That's
Dak.
real.
I'll take him over Dak
He
Prescott today.
He lived for the moments.
Bro,
I
wait,
talked
hold on
about
now.
it. I talked about it.
I would take Shedeur Sanders over Dak Prescott today.
Remember
ASAP.
when Zach Wilson
Bro,
was
y'all
in
getting
college?
LeVar Balled all over again.
No.
His dad ain't even saying
hold
that.
on.
His dad want him to come back to school.
Hold on,
When-
show him what was you saying.
When Zach Wilson was in college, I talked about that a lot, about the fact that he would fold under pressure. When the pressure came, you see Zach get jumpy in the pocket. You see him throw picks. You see all these little shaky things. That's what scared me about him coming out. And that's why I said he's not going to be a good quarterback. Same thing I said about Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold saw the pressure. Josh Rosen, they saw pressure. Their whole attitude and mentality changed. The quarterback, this great blue chip quarterback everybody had was done. Shedeur doesn't do that. Shedeur don't fold. I mean, he may not make, he's not perfect. He's not. But he will not fold in that pocket.
Which is
He
why
ain't worried about it.
I'm glad he's going back. Based off what his dad said, I'm glad he's staying and he's going for another year.
Caleb is too.
Well, Caleb is only if
you see
Chicago
that?
number one. If Chicago's number one, Caleb ain't going nowhere. Because I would just be like him. Why not? I can get my dick sucked all day in LA, and
I can
be
live in
cold as
LA
shit
versus
in Chicago
and make
losing.
more money.
Right.
Yeah, fuck all that shit. But I think Shedeur is best served if he stays one more year because I think he's close. But based off of like how again coming from a HBCU kind of division and all that shit, going to
Come back
top.
next year.
He's faced
number
the
one
most. He's faced the most competition he's probably ever had in his life in this month alone of this past
this
month of
month.
September.
Wait, hold
gotta
on.
leave
Now
this
you
year.
know where he went to high school, right?
I'm talking about legit competition.
gotta leave
You
this
know
year.
where he went to high school, right?
That's fine.
In Texas.
That's
The
fine.
number one state of high school football.
That's fine.
Gone way far
Did he
in high
face
school.
anybody-
Went everywhere. But Nick, the thing is this. The thing is this.
Here you go. He gonna try to. This is where he tried to school me. But go ahead.
wherever he's gone, he's been a winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wherever
Has
he's
he won
gone.
these last 2 games?
Does he have a winning record? Is he a top 5 quarterback in college football right now?
He is.
Is he not the best clutch quarterback in college football right now?
Clutch as far
by
as
the
what?
numbers?
Clutch as far as
by
what?
the numbers?
By the numbers or by the games?
By the numbers?
Okay.
Haven't there been other quarterbacks that have been
Who?
winners in high school, college, get to the NFL, can't win shit?
Yeah.
Well, it's been a lot.
Like
that everywhere he's gone.
Atlanta's saying Desmond Ritter is that.
Bro, it's been a lot. That don't really mean shit.
Desmond
bro.
Ritter.
But what I'm
Desmond
saying,
Ritter
but
wasn't
look,
good
at
in
the end of
college.
the day,
He was
at
under
the
He was
end of
never
the
as
day,
good as Shedeur Sanders is right now.
He was better than Shedeur in college.
No.
Oh no.
at the end of the day, we can only judge them for where they are right now, Ken.
Oh, now it's that.
Bro, he's not in the NFL.
Is Shedeur
So how
gonna
can
get
we
the-
judge him
is
by the
Shedeur gonna
NFL?
get
I'm just saying that qualified don't mean shit.
Let me ask you this question: Is Shedeur gonna get this Colorado team to the top 4 in the playoffs this year? No, it did. Desmond Ritter did. So all right, shut the fuck up with all that. goofy
So the
shit.
thing about it is, I don't mind him staying another year. And the only reason
Nah, he
is
can't
you want to see top level competition one more year before throwing him out there. We put him out there like we did Justin Fields with 1 year of experience, and we see how that play out for some of them guys. I wouldn't mind him staying another year.
I
He's
disagree.
Go ahead.
I say I disagree. I think you strike while the iron's hot. You go all the way through. You play with this season, and everybody's hounding you right now. Go to the draft, bro.
To be what
'Cause-
pick?
It don't matter. They're gonna dissect you even more next year. Now they're gonna have more reason not to like you.
They
'Cause
won't.
You got more game.
Whoever
you got
dissects
more
him,
game film, so they got more
Caleb
reasons
falls,
not to like you.
they will be just like when Patty failed. They will
Caleb's
be
not
full.
gonna fall.
Caleb is guaranteed number 1.
I'm just saying if Caleb falls,
Caleb's not gonna fall.
we was
Here you
drinking
go,
at the
here
bar.
you go.
So that's
They
what
be
I'm
saying-
saying.
they be saying-
I'm saying if he has a lesser of a season than he has now,
Caleb?
and niggas is dissecting him saying, oh, he ain't as good as he was. If he falls, that'll be to the end. So whoever's
and
lost.
worst, Shedeur is the 3rd quarterback coming off the board
Why?
after Drake May and Caleb Williams.
And I'm gonna tell you why come out this year when you can come out next year and be the number 1 pick.
But what if you
What
go
if
back
next
and you
year I get hurt? What if next year they got more film and say, "Oh, I don't think he that good"?
Yeah, but
What
why
if
are you
next year
trying
we
to
don't win
compete
no
with
games?
Caleb and Drake May, who
Why
they're
not?
crowning for some reason? Because he won't be.
And if you're
Those
the
are
third,
two
and if
really
you're-
good
Deion wants
and
him
if-
to be the number 1 pick, bro.
But if you're the 3rd quarterback taken, you're probably going to a better
Top
situation
20?
than those
than
other
the first
people.
two. Right.
y'all, I think y'all missing. I think the reason why Deion wants him to come back is so he can be a top pick next year because the competition isn't there in terms of Caleb and Drake May.
No, I
That's
understand
it.
that.
That's
No,
all
I-
it is.
I get that. He
It's
wants
that
to raise
simple.
his draft stock. But I am of the mindset of strike when the iron's hot. Because what if next season it looks a little bit the same or worse?
Oh, so he ain't what you thought he was.
May
no,
not
he
be.
is what I
If
think
he
is.
look worse,
No, but I'm just
I
saying.
don't see-
I mean, if he
him
looks
looking-
worse,
I
then
don't
he
see-
ain't.
But then you should have went to the NFL.
I
From
don't
a
see-
business
I don't think-
standpoint, you
I
got
don't
to do
think
the
that's
Cordell
possible.
Jones from Ohio State and be like,
I don't think
I'm
that's
going
possible.
there.
Sorry, man.
I never see the number 1 pick, especially going off of a Heisman and potentially a back-to-back Heisman, which is what they're trying to say. I don't see how that gets worse in that 3rd year based off of just saying I want to stay in college and go somewhere else.
What
instead
if
of
Caleb
Chicago.
Williams come back? Then what? Should he come back too? Or should he leave?
I mean, Shedeur, he's only doing 1 more year. After that, he's leaving.
Okay.
What if Caleb Williams come back though? Do you think that he should leave or stay? Do it depend on him?
If Caleb is staying and Shedeur can leave, he probably will stay. Still.
Shedeur can leave this season?
I know what I'm saying, but he probably still
He
stay.
could leave either
His,
way.
his daddy said he's going to
Caleb
stay.
has threatened that he wouldn't leave. Though.
Caleb's saying a lot of shit.
I thought
right
that
now,
was
so-
fake anyway.
Yeah, it
but
was
fake.
we
It was
can move
fake.
on.
That wasn't.
Moving on to the NFL.